And now, Better Insurance Options presents Senior Security. What happened in the past might be good or it might be bad, but it can't be changed. So let's handle it like this. You just arrived in this body at this moment, look around, assess the situation, forget about blame or the reasons why, just make a plan. For Better Insurance Options, here is Frank Sutter. Hello and welcome to the audio version of Senior Security. I'm Frank, and today I want to talk about Medicare supplement enrollment rights. Basically, I'm going to go over when the best time to enroll in a Medigap plan is. So let's start here. Do you really want to? I think it's the best choice overall, but it isn't appropriate for everyone, and there are very specific reasons why this is so. I can't address these reasons in a public forum because it's a very individualized decision. But let's just assume that you've considered all of your options, polled the audience and phoned a friend, and you've decided that Medigap coverage is your final answer. Now, the next step is to figure out the guaranteed issue period so you cannot be turned down. Medigap eligibility is actually a little more complicated than it looks, and I will cover guaranteed issue, but if you miss your guaranteed issue periods, you still have a chance to enroll. That's called simplified issue. Simplified issue is not guaranteed, and it may result in denial. I'll cover that as well. Spoiler alert, denial is not the end of the road. It may still be possible to get a plan. So first, the easiest way to enroll in a Medigap plan is what's called guaranteed issue. That's fancy insurance talk, but it means you cannot be turned down for any reason. The critical information on this is the guaranteed issue opportunities for Medigap plans are rather limited. Everyone has a guaranteed issue period for the first 6 months after they've enrolled in a Part B plan, as long as they are at least 65 years old. Medicare Part B is medical insurance, and basically that means that it covers almost everything outside the hospital. Inside the hospital is Part A, although some things are covered by Part B in the hospital too. Most people enroll in Part B at the same time that they get Part A, but not everyone. People who already have coverage may decide to delay their Part B enrollment and maintain their existing coverage, and if that's the case, they also delay their 6-month guaranteed issue period for Medigap. Now, the question that I get frequently is, if you've just enrolled in Part B but you're not 65 yet, do you still have a guaranteed issue period? This most often happens in the case of a beneficiary who is on Medicare as a result of a disability. Do these people have a guaranteed issue period? The answer is maybe. It depends on the laws of your state and the insurance companies that cover your area, so there really is no easy answer for that. You can call me at 267-997-1007. I'll be glad to go over your eligibility. Now here's an important note for just a few people. If you're one of those people whose birthday falls on the first of the month, you are unique in the eyes of Medicare. Your eligibility period will start on the first of the month previous to your birthday month. That means everything. Part A, Part B, and your Medigap guaranteed issue period will all start on the first day of the month before your birthday. This is the simplest guaranteed issue period, so let's review it real quick. If you enroll in Part B and you are at least 65 years old, on that day, you will have 6 months to get a Medigap policy, and you cannot be turned down. If you are not 65 but you've enrolled in Part B just recently, then you must check in your state, and I can help. This is basic guaranteed issue. Now, the second guaranteed issue period is this. If you decide to sign up with a Medicare Advantage plan when you first started Medicare, your decision is not set in stone. In fact, your guaranteed issue period for Medigap is extended out to a full year. During the first year of being a member of an Advantage plan, you can drop that plan and sign up with a Medigap plan. Now, you cannot have both a Medigap plan and an Advantage plan at the same time. That's the law. But during that first year, you can enroll in a Medigap plan and you cannot be turned down for any reason. I want to be sure not to confuse you. This is only true during the first year. And finally, the third guaranteed issue period. If you decide to go with a Medigap plan when you are first eligible, and then any time down the road you decide to switch to an Advantage plan, you have what's called a trial right to go back to your Medigap plan. That again lasts for 1 full year. At any time during that first year of being an Advantage plan member, you have a guaranteed issue period to get your old plan back. This time, however, it's a little bit different. You are not guaranteed to get just any plan. You are only guaranteed to be issued the plan that you had before. Now I'll have more right after this. Medicare is a health plan for people on Social Security, and it's actually pretty awesome. There is one glaring problem, though, and it causes many people to seek something more. The problem is that Medicare leaves a percentage of the bill for the insured to pay, usually 20%. Now, while 20% of an x-ray may not be such a big deal, 20% of a major surgery might just be a very big deal. That's why there's Medigap. Medigap, also known as Medicare Supplemental Insurance, is designed to cover the part that Medicare does not pay. I don't want to oversimplify this. Please know that there are many factors to consider when choosing a Medigap plan, but in its most basic, simplified form, Medigap reduces or eliminates your part of the medical bills. Visit franklybetterme.com/senior security to find out more. We're back, and we're talking about guaranteed issue periods, which are critical to Medicare supplement policies. So let's look at an example. We will call our example case Charlie. Charlie will turn 65 on the 4th of July, and Charlie decides to go with an Advantage plan. But after 8 months, he decides he'd rather have a Medigap plan. Okay, well that's not a problem. He can get that plan guaranteed because it's only been 8 months. It's within his first year. Except another 8 months later, he wants to switch back to an Advantage plan. Well, now there's a little bit of a problem, Charlie, because Advantage plans have a very specific annual enrollment period. So Charlie's going to have to wait until the annual enrollment period, but if he does, his Advantage plan will be guaranteed issue as well, and he can make the switch. But poor Charlie can't make up his mind. He decides he doesn't like his Advantage plan again, and now he wants his Medigap plan back. Sorry, Charlie, this time it's going to be more difficult. There are no more guaranteed issue periods into Medigap for Charlie unless he decides to move. His decision is now called Simplified Issue, and I will cover that in just a moment. But first, one more example. Let's take Holly. Holly will turn 65 on Christmas. She makes the decision to go with a Medigap plan. But after 2 years, she decides she wants to see how an Advantage plan will work for her. Well, she's going to have to wait until the annual enrollment period to get an Advantage plan, but she does want it, so she waits patiently and she gets it. Holly can still go back if she doesn't like that plan, but she only has 1 year from when she started her Advantage plan. In this case, it's easy because Advantage plans run from January 1st to December 31st each year, so Holly actually has a calendar year to return to Medigap. And if she makes that decision, she can only have the plan she used to have. If she wants a different plan, she can still get it, but that would be through Simplified Issue. So what is Simplified Issue? Simplified Issue means answering a set of health questions on the application, submitting that application, and then waiting on the insurance company to approve you. In the insurance world, we call this approval process underwriting. Underwriting depends on your medical conditions. So there's a chance that the insurance company may turn down your application. In the insurance world, we call that a bummer. But all is not lost. Each provider of Medigap plans has different underwriting methods and standards, and just because one company has turned you down does not mean that they all will. It doesn't cost anything to apply, and the plan benefits are standardized across the board by law, so it really depends on how serious your medical conditions are and how strict each company is with their underwriting. So here's the bottom line. A little bit of advice. Simplified Issue is not always simple. Enrollment may still be possible, but on the other hand, it might not. It's entirely possible that you won't get a Medigap plan unless you take advantage of the guaranteed issue periods that are available to you. So if you really want one, your best bet is to act early. Just a quick mention, there are a few more things you should be aware of, such as possible waiting periods, pre-existing conditions, and a few more details. So I would suggest that you visit my website and ask for a free in-home consultation. We do this for any location in the United States, even if we are not licensed in your state. What's our secret? We do our meetings on your computer. And if you don't have a computer, we can still do a meeting on your telephone. So if your guaranteed issue period has slipped by, do not despair. I may be able to get you a policy anyway. Let's meet and find out. Visit franklybetterme.com/senior security. You've been listening to Senior Security, a production of Better Insurance Options. Better Insurance Options is a subsidiary of Frankly Better Marketing Enterprises, Incorporated. You can email any questions or comments to franklybetterme@gmail.com. And thank you for listening.